Yes, sir.
So what is the first condition? Everybody, for echo, size of the reflector must be large. So like what, Amma? Everybody? So like a mountain, okay, or hill, or a wall, or any kind of a building, so etc. So then the reflector should be like, you can notice it. Another thing, the reflector must be a rigid body. This is very, very important. So what do you mean by rigid body? Anybody? What do you mean by rigid body? I want to know. Rigid body means solid object. So it must be have a like a definite structure. That is what we used to say is a rigid body. Is it okay, guys? Please respond. What are no response? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah. Solids
Yes.
generally we say solids are rigid in nature. What does it mean? The shape does not change. But of course, it is not all solids. Suppose if you take sponge, I cannot say it is a rigid body. So rigid body means a substance which is in hard. The shape does not change. That is what we used to say is a rigid body. Is it okay, guys? Clear, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. So please remember that. The object which does not change the shape easily. That is what we used to say is rigid body. Okay. Next, second one. Second condition. The intensity or loudness of the original sound, the intensity or loudness of the original sound should be sufficient such that an echo can be heard. An echo can be heard. That is what is the second condition. Okay. Next, third condition. Very important point. This is what everybody. So imagine there is a mountain. And there is some X person. So the sound which is going from him is, we used to say, source of sound. And the sound after coming back from the mountain, which we used to call it as, what is to call reflected sound. Am I right or wrong, everybody? Please respond, guys. Yeah. So the time difference between the original sound, please note it. This is what we used to call it as original sound. And this is the sound which we used to call it as a what? All of you. Reflected sound. Okay. So the time difference between the original sound and the reflected sound, at least it must be 1/10th of the second. Means 0.1 second. If the reflection is less than that time, it will never reach us to our ears. So minimum time must be reaching to our ear is 0.1 second. That is what the difference between the incident sound and reflected sound, original sound and the reflected sound, at least must be 0.1 second. Sir, how this will come? It will be, we'll calculate based upon the speed of light in air. That is all we will learn now. So, okay. So that is what is the second condition. So, sorry, third condition. So write it. The time difference between the original sound and what sound, guys? And the
Sound.
reflected sound. Reflected sound should be mute. Who is that? Zayan, you're only. Should be at least 0.1 second. So 0.1 means what? 1/10th of second. Okay, guys? All of you? So 1/10. 1/10 means 0.1 only. Is it right or wrong? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is what you have to remember it. 1/10th of the second. 1/10th of the second. Next. Last one. This is most important one. Okay, last 3 and 4 only very important one. Clear, everybody? Clear? Sir, why sir 0.1 second? This point also. That I want to make you the reason. Note it. If the time interval of 0.1 second, write it. Oh, sorry. We cannot distinguish between the two different sounds. We cannot distinguish between two sounds, two different sounds. Two different sounds if the time interval, if the time gap between them is how much, Amma? Less than 0.1 second. So if any kind of course, reflection will take place, but if it is not, if it is less than 0.1 second, that sound we cannot distinguish. It will be like which is incident, which is reflected, we cannot able to identify. So that is what you have to remember. Is it okay, guys? Everybody? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
So that is what you have to remember. Minimum time must be 0.1 second. That is what you have to remember. Okay. So next, last one. And this is only, note it, this 0.1 time interval. This is what is known as persistent time of hearing. What is to call? Persistent time of hearing. Like this persistence of vision also you might be having. I think many of you remember. Class 8 you might be studied. Persistence of vision. Do you remember? What is that? What is the persistence of vision? How much time? 1/16th of the second. Am I right? Anybody? No? Light chapter. Persistence of vision. Persistence of vision is 1/16th and persistence of sound is 1/10. Please note it. Okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, last one. This is what is a major one, right? The distance between the source. The distance between the source. The distance between the source of original sound and the reflector. Distance between the source of original sound and the reflector. Reflector only we used to call it as obstacle actually. It is a rigid body. So we can say obstacle should be at least 17.2 meters. Please note it. Most important point it is. At least how much it is?
17.2.
17.2 meters. If the distance between them is less than that, we cannot hear the echo. Okay, everybody? All of you? That is what. So 17.2 meters. Sir, how you calculated this? So at 22 degrees Celsius, what is the speed of sound in air? I want it. Speed of sound in air. Speed of sound in air at 22 degrees Celsius. Everybody,
344.
344 meter per
Yeah,
second. Understand everyone? That is what. Now, it is echo means only one distance or two distances. Everybody, suppose this is the hilly area and this is the person. So going distance, let me take yes. And coming distance also same. Then yes. Then what is the total distance? Anybody? Total distance how much, guys?
34.4.
2 yes. Going distance is yes and coming distance is yes. Then total distance is how much? Please respond. 2 yes. Am I right or wrong? So now we all know speed formula. Speed is equals to what, guys? Anybody can tell?
Distance by time.
Distance by time. So we all know now. We want to calculate distance. Distance. We all know speed equals to how much? At 22 degrees Celsius. What is the speed? 344.
340.
Distance is 2s and time is equals to what? 0.1. So from this I will make it 2s is equals to 344. 344 into 0.1. So 2s is equals to, how much is the answer? Anybody? 344 into 0.1. This 2 will come this side. So that is what you have to remember. So s is equals to how much it will come? Minimum distance between the obstacle and the reflection of sound, which if you calculate this, we'll get 17.2 meters. Solve it, everybody. This is what is the answer. Is it okay, guys? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So minimum distance. See, going and coming not. Going and coming is the total distance of echo. Total distance of echo is going and coming. Only going this minimum distance we want. So what is the minimum distance from the source and the reflector of sound? Everybody, which must be 17.2 minimum distance. If it is more than that also, echo can be here. That is what remember. Okay, guys, everybody. All of you? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
So this is what is the 4 required conditions for hearing the echo. So generally underwater, like we can notice it, formation of echo, we will use to measure the distance of mountains, depth of sea, and locate the position of underwater rocks, icebergs, submarines. These all the things we will use echo only to identify the distance. So that is what you have to remember. But of course, from here again we'll study in our tomorrow's class, and we are going to make it tomorrow another important concept which is having a greater importance in our daily life. That is what? Reverberation. So this word is also even general conversation we can hear. Make your success to reverberate. That is what we generally speaks. That reverberation means multiple reflections, multiple echoes. So that is what we will study in our tomorrow's class. So I hope today's class you all understand. Anybody having any doubt, you can ask me, or else you can leave from the meeting. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.